Hey, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and today in this video topic, I wanted to do a review and discuss the matter of the Zack Snyder Cut Justice League movie that has now come out. I wanted to talk about that and discuss my review and my thoughts on it, and also my ideas, obviously, behind me, obviously stating what I have to say in regards to me being less hopeful, I guess, and what I think. I've seen a lot of reports and a lot of articles that I'm going to show some today on based off of what I've been seeing. It looks like Warner Brothers probably will not be having any more Snyder Cut sequels and or releases, minus obviously the upcoming black and white version that Zack Snyder did tease that's going to come out soon. I don't see anything else happening with that. It looks like this was probably just about it. I didn't think it's obvious that they didn't want to do it in the first place, but with so many people obviously pushing for it, and obviously this was a fan oriented and supported movement and movie. That's why it came out, and Zack Snyder pushed for it hard, and he showed obviously Warner Brothers all the support that he was getting online from his fans that wanted to see that. Obviously, after he was no longer able to finish the rest of the movie, and that's where I believe Josh Whedon came in and he helped it for Marvel, finished directing the rest of the movie. So we'll see what happens with that. Some things I didn't like about the Snyder Cut was first the 4.3 aspect ratio of the how the movie was. We were able to view the movie. The screen was obviously not wide or large, so you couldn't do a full screen or a wide screen. But if you had even if you had a bigger, huge TV, I think maybe if you had a big, huge flat screen TV, it might not be as bad, but mine's 24, 26 inch I've had for a while, so, but it still is gonna affect everybody the same, even if you have a bigger TV screen. I didn't like that. I think it would have been better if there was a 4.3 aspect ratio option for people that wanted to watch the movie like that, if they wanted to actually view it like that instead of having to be forced to watch it. Something else that I didn't like about the Snyder Cut was that the Justice League did not fight Darkseid at all. It was teased, and that was basically it. There was no fighting at all between the Justice League members and Darkseid. So that means that if there's any sequels that happen, which it looks like based on the reports, and you can look this up yourself online. Warner Brothers and media have been attacking the fans of the Snyder Cut. They obviously don't like people who are fans of Zack Snyder who push for it. I really don't know why, because obviously if people are pushing for a movie and they're paying for it, I don't see what the problem is, but still that's just how it is nowadays in today's modern society and with pop culture and whatnot. It's great for companies to attack their fans and give them the middle finger, then turn right around and then ask them to support their next upcoming movie or project. It's really weird. So it looks like there will not be any more Snyder Cut Justice League movies at all, so that's very unfortunate to hear. I don't know if there's going to be a Green Lantern movie. As you can see right here in this article, it says Zack Snyder almost quit the Justice League over removing Jon Stewart's Green Lantern. This is something that has been happening for years now. Warner Brothers and him have been going back and forth about what he can put in his movie and what he can't put in his movie. I believe that they did it obviously because there's going to be a Green Lantern TV show on HBO Max is supposed to come out pretty soon, but I think that that's actually weird that they had one Green Lantern, a version of it in the movie early on in the movie, but as far as a full Jon Stewart actually joining the Justice League and fighting as the Green Lantern all together with them, that obviously is not the case. Something I also didn't like was the Joker's scenes. All of the Joker's the only scenes that the Joker was in was just one scene. He had another one cut out. Apparently it was supposed to be him killing Robin. I don't know why they would show that randomly, but in the Joker scene, the deleted scene takes place all the way in an alternate future where, or slash timeline where Batman, Cyborg, the Flash are teaming up with the Joker and Deathstroke and Amara from Atlantis, who's played by Amber Nash, I believe. Amber Heard, excuse me, the actress Amber Heard. They're all it's basically in Wonder Woman. It's basically everybody together in the Justice League except obviously, of course. Actually, you know what? I didn't see Wonder Woman. I don't think I saw her, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I saw her. But she was not. I think she wasn't there, if I'm not mistaken. She wasn't there, and obviously Aquaman wasn't there because he died, and they're fighting him against Superman, who's obviously the bad guy in this alternate timeline. It's blamed on Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, played by Ben Affleck. So That's something that I didn't like as well. So, besides the 4.3 aspect ratio of the movie and the way we can obviously view it, I didn't like that. Like I said, I didn't like the fact that the Justice League didn't fight Darkseid at all. They fought Steppenwolf again, or Steppenwolf. That was the same thing. Basically, the Snyder Cut is basically an hour and 30 minutes of additional footage and an alternate ending. But there was nothing really that big of a difference. There wasn't nothing hugely different. I would have liked it if they would have had the Snyder Cut actually going first, with the footage being shown first in the movie. So they fought Steppenwolf, and they actually would have shown the Justice League taking care of the Darkseid towards the end with a final battle. But that didn't seem to be the case. Superman was only obviously in the movie at the end when he was brought back to life, obviously again with the mother boxes. So it was nothing different really. So if you ask me, I'm a huge comic book fan. I prefer Marvel first over DC, but I was really excited over this. I've seen all the DC movies that they've put out recently, Suicide Squad. That's why I was upset that more Joker deleted scenes were in there with Jared Leto in the Snyder Cut movie, because that's the exact same thing that happened in the David Ayer movie directed by David Ayer, which is there won't be an Ayer cut for the Suicide Squad movie, and Jared Leto won't be in the reboot that they're doing. It's about to come out very soon, so I didn't like that. I'd say that's probably it as far as the things that I didn't like. Yeah, but and also obviously the Green Lantern not being in the movie at all. They used Martian the Manhunter. He was only in the movie at the end in an alternate, I guess you can say, ending or scene where he flew to obviously. Well, he was in one scene where he appeared to be Clark Kent's mother. He was in the movie. He because he can obviously shapeshift into anybody, so he was her. Then obviously we saw him fly to see Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne at his house that he was living in. Basically, it looks like in the woods to kind of get away from people. That's what it looked like, one of his cabins. He told him that he would help them anytime he needed it, and that's fine, that's cool. But there was a lot of stuff missing. Like I said, yeah, some additional footage, obviously, but honestly, this whole project and ordeal has been overhyped, and it was oversold as well. UT's Darkseid, and he's not going to be actually fighting the Justice League in the movie at all, and there's obviously a chance we might not see him at all for another couple of years, which I'm guessing could be anywhere from 3 to 5 years around that time. And I don't know what's going to happen, obviously, with the Green Lantern HBO Max show. It's going to happen still, but I believe Zack Snyder has nothing to do with that. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I just thought that seemed to be the case. The movie's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's just very unfortunate that that's the case. Darkseid is teased, but they actually don't fight him. He looked cool, but I don't really know much about him or Steppenwolf, because I know more Marvel characters, obviously, but I did see obviously the Justice League a couple of years ago. The more mainstream, I guess you can say, popular villains that I know are like Brainiac or Lex Luthor, and obviously I would say Bizarro Superman, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but I know Lex Luthor and the Monitor because they were all on the DC CW shows, the Green Arrow and the Flash, and they fought them, obviously, Lex Luthor and the Monitor. So we'll see what happens with that. And yeah, so the movie's fun. It's just lots of things have obviously been happening. This has been embroiled in a fight back and forth between Zack Snyder and obviously Warner Brothers. They're stating not only with him disrespecting fans and making fun of them, obviously, but them telling Zack Snyder and basically putting the statement out there that they're actually not really interested in doing any more movies. So they actually didn't want to do this anyways. But Zack Snyder, he sold the hell out of it because of all the support that he had online, as you can see. So there's some things obviously that still are happening with that, and we can see right here on ScreenRant.com. This article was posted 2 days ago. It says Zack Snyder almost quit the Justice League over the removing of Jon Stewart's Green Lantern. It says that when Warner Brothers insisted Zack Snyder removed Jon Stewart's version of the Green Lantern from his Justice League movie, Zack Snyder admits he nearly quit the film. So this was posted 2 days ago on Sunday, the 21st. It says Snyder nearly quit his Justice League when Warner Brothers made him remove Jon Stewart's Green Lantern. After several long years and a great deal of fan enthusiasm, the famed Snyder Cut of the Justice League has been released into the world. Officially titled Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4-hour cut was released on HBO Max last Thursday and stands as Snyder's original vision for his third DCEU film. DCEU, yeah. This proved to be rather different than the theoretical Justice League, which was overseen by Joss Whedon. After Snyder departed following a family tragedy, the Snyder Cut features different characters and arcs, thus making for a richer and much longer viewing experience. One of the characters added to the Snyder Cut is Martian the Manhunter, Harry Lennox, the true form of DCU's General Swanwick. He appears briefly after speaking to Lois Lane, Amy Adams in the middle of the film, then at the very end with Batman Ben Affleck. However, Snyder originally envisioned Jon Stewart to be the surprise hero at the end of Justice League. Warner Brothers told him to remove Jon Stewart from the film due to future plans that they have for the Green Lantern, which I said obviously is the HBO Max Green Lantern solo series that's supposed to be out probably within the, if not the end of this year, possibly I'd say early 2022. Snyder sat down with Esquire to answer any and all questions about his Justice League movie. He touched upon the widely discussed epilogue, which featured a new scene with Batman and the Joker, played by Jared Leto. Zack Snyder also acknowledged that the final scene with Martian the Manhunter had been filmed in England and that it used to feature a Green Lantern. When Warner Brothers made him change it, he almost quit the movie, he said. So it shows what he says. I'm just gonna skip past that and show. This was the only version of Green Lantern that was in the movie. This one right here, this guy who looks like a kind of like a beast type of alien. So we'll see what happens. So that's what happened. Yeah, that was the only Green Lantern at all in the movie, and I don't know who that guy is. The guy who plays John Diggle in the Green Arrow is supposed to be playing the Green Lantern apparently in that show. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. If that seems to be the case, I heard Michael B. Jordan could be playing him as well, or the actor slash R&B singer Tyrese could be playing him as well. So we'll see what happens with that. It's one of those three guys who are obviously black could be playing him. So I don't know. It's only what's going to happen with that. It's only been confirmed that and discussed obviously that the man who played John Diggle in the Green Arrow would be playing him slash Spartan. He played Spartan slash the Green John Diggle on the show with Oliver Queen's friend and obviously first bodyguard, but we'll see what happens with that. Snyder's dedication to keeping Jon Stewart in the film, especially since he's a character of color, is admirable. Justice League was to be everything he wanted to put on screen. Zack Snyder specifically turned down a paycheck so he could maintain creative control. To have to alter one character at the behest of the studio was likely difficult. However, as Snyder pointed out, it wouldn't have made much sense to deprive fans of this Justice League movie just because of a small character change. The scene works perfectly with Martian Manhunter anyways, though it would have been thrilling to see Jon Stewart. Justice League still featured two Green Lanterns, although one was a blinking you'll miss it Easter egg. Snyder recently confirmed he had an idea to include a couple Green Lanterns, including Ryan Reynolds. Sadly, those never came to pass, though Warner Brothers has their own plan in the works with an upcoming Green Lantern series show on HBO Max. Like I mentioned, Snyder was prepared to make his last stand over Jon Stewart, but it luckily worked out all right in the end. See, that's what I was saying before. It's just like what happened years ago with Sony and Sam Raimi from who directed the first three Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and James Franco. He was going to work into doing the fourth Spider-Man movie. He had ideas to include other villains from Spider-Man's, obviously Sinister Six comic book series, obviously, which featured the Dr. Octopus, Mysterio, Electro, Sandman, and obviously I already said Mysterio, Sandman, Mysterio, Dr. Octopus, the Lizard, and Kraven the Hunter. It's a little mixed in. Some people get traded in and out. And Shocker. They get traded in and out. Like one person will get traded, so he won't have Shocker, but Kraven the Hunter might be in it. It's like that. But obviously, he was introduced first in his the third Spider-Man movie, which featured obviously Sandman and Venom. First introduced, and Harry Osborn was kind of like the Hobgoblin in a way, even though he wasn't dressed up as him. But obviously, we'll see what happens with that. It was the same thing. Sam Raimi had his own creative ideas, and he was obviously in control of it, directing all three of those movies. Going into the fourth Spider-Man movie, that's why there was never a fourth Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and James Franco, because Sony came first confirmed and agreed with Sam Raimi in his creative ideas and what he wanted to do as far as the direction, obviously, of the movie cinematically. Because obviously all these characters and the story arcs were obviously already created, so he didn't have to create anything else differently. But something changed, and Sony then came back to Sam Raimi and said, "No, we don't need you," and the whole project shut down. It's over now. Everybody packed their bags. Everyone's fired, and there's never been a fourth Spider-Man movie because of that. There never was. There never will be one. Tobey Maguire will be in the next Spider-Man movie because they're gonna have like a multiverse, different Spider-Man, obviously Spider-Verse versions of the character Peter Parker introduced in the next Spider-Man movie. Somehow it's gonna happen. But also Andrew Garfield, but that never happened. That was supposed to happen, but Sony said no after they changed their mind and initially told Sam Raimi that he could have his creative control still obviously in place in his ideas, but he wasn't trying to be I would say a hawk in a type of way. He just had some ideas that he wanted to do, and they said no, even though he just put out 3 successful movies with them, Spider-Man movies. They had video games, merchandise, everything, but they said no after that. So that's what happened. So this is it's similar to obviously what's going on with Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder. Even though Zack Snyder said, "Oh, don't pay me," this is similar to what happened with Titanic and years ago. The director who did it for free, I believe it wasn't Jerry Bruckheimer. I think it was a Steven Spielberg or Jerry Bruckheimer. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was. I think it was a Steven Spielberg or Jerry Bruckheimer, or the guy who did the Transformers movies. I'm trying to remember the director's name, but that was similar to what happened to him as well. He had he was trying to do the Titanic movie in his own way. The studio said, we don't not agreeing with what you want to do with the movie. We just want to put it out. So he said he'll do it for free, and he actually didn't take a paycheck for it. Titanic went on to become a big, huge, obviously, movie. Obviously, one of the biggest movies of all time. And that's what happened. That director, I forgot his name. It's not Jerry Bruckheimer or Steven Spielberg. I forgot his name. He did I believe he directed the Transformers movies. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But obviously that seems to be the case. It's the same thing with Zack Snyder and Sam Raimi. The creative their creative ideas are what they want to continue to push into the movie. And they might get an agreement from the movie production, obviously company / organization, whether it's 20th Century Fox or Sony or Warner Brothers. They say yes, and then they decide to come back and change their mind and say no, we don't need you, and then you're basically done. So they cut him off, and that was the same thing. So we have some other articles here. Says something that I also did like that's going to come out is Zack Snyder's going to release a black and white edition of the film. I don't know why that's going to happen. It's going to be gray and black. I really don't know why he's doing that, but it's going to happen. So we'll see what happens with that. This is another thing that I kind of don't like about the Snyder Cut. So we'll see what happens with that. It says Zack Snyder's Justice League Black and White Edition has been officially announced. This is also from This article is also from ScreenRant.com. It says Zack Snyder's Justice League Justice is Gray is officially coming to HBO Max. The black and white edition of the movie is Snyder's definitive version. It says that I'll just read a little bit of it. It says that Zack Snyder is officially getting a black and white release, his Snyder Cut. It says on HBO Max, after years of anticipation, the Snyder Cut is finally reality, and so far the overall reaction has been good among fans and critics, noting a marked improvement over the 2017 theoretical release of the film. Zack Snyder isn't done retooling the film, though, and a third cut of the movie is on the way, similar to how he released The Watchmen, the Ultimate Cut, after the director's cut during the promotional cycle for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Snyder himself would release promotional images in black and white when it was time to release posters for the film to contrast with the high colors of the theoretical cut. The Snyder Cut used black and white character posters to keep the somber tone Snyder had established in Man of Steel and also Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Even though the first look fans saw at the new interpretation for Jared Leto's Joker was in black and white. Now Snyder is set to release the movie in black and white. So it goes on to explain that. I'll just read the rest of it right here. So Zack Snyder took to Twitter officially to confirm that the black and white cut of the movie of the Justice League Snyder Cut will be coming to HBO Max. The project is titled Zack Snyder's Justice League: Justice is Gray. No date was given other than the project will be coming soon and will be released in addition to the current cut. Streaming service has already released on HBO Max, along with the announcement of a clip movie featuring Ben Affleck's Batman and Jeremy Irons' Alfred was also released. Check it out below. Zack Snyder's Twitter account. Snyder has previously hinted that the black and white cut of Justice League will be different from the current release on HBO Max. I want to stop here. So the director, I'm remembering right now, Michael Bay, if I'm not mistaken, he directed the also the Transformers movies, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember now, if he didn't direct the Titanic movie. If I'm not mistaken, I think that he is the director who was told by I think it was Warner or Sony that he could not, that they didn't like what he was doing with his version. He was kind of wasting time in finishing the movie because he had his vision for it, as I just said a couple minutes ago. So I think it was Michael Bay. I'm remembering right now. He obviously might be the guy. I think it was him. It's not Jerry Bruckheimer and it's not Steven Spielberg. I believe it was Michael Bay who directed the Titanic movie, who, like I said, who had creative control differences, and just like with Sony, or I think it was Warner Brothers at the time, or 20th Century Fox, I don't remember, who just like obviously what happened with Zack Snyder, the production company, the movie company said, we're okay with your vision. Then after a while, they kind of moved back, but this was what happened. He obviously wanted to shoot the movie in a different way. They said there wasn't a lot of money being wasted, so he, just like Zack Snyder, he said he'll do it for free. So I believe it was Michael Bay, if I'm not mistaken. If you can look that up and check to confirm. I just wanted to put that out there because I remembered. So continuing on right here, it says Snyder has previously hinted that the black and white cut of the Justice League film would be a different release on HBO Max aside from just a monochrome finish. He revealed that it would contain an alternate scene of Jared Leto's Joker. Zack Snyder has also stated that the combination of the black and white movie with a 4.3 aspect ratio in his favorite version of the film and his ideal way of viewing it make the Justice is Great edition that definitive cut of his movie. Black and white recuts of blockbuster films have become more commonplace. George Miller released it in 2016, his own version of a black and white cut of Mad Max Fury Road, titled Mad Max Blood and Chrome in 2017, with the home release of Logan. James Mangold released a black and white version of that film titled Logan Noir. Zack Snyder saw Justice League himself in black. He released the black and white version for 2 years on his laptop, so it makes a certain amount of sense that he will want the fans to see the film as he has. And now, for those who want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League, the way the director himself envisioned it, will be in black and white and released on HBO Max soon. Okay, so this last article is what I wanted to show you. So this is what's something I didn't like. Also, the Justice League Snyder Cut. So there was cutout scenes of there was supposed to be a Green Lantern. Green Lantern got cut out. There's also a scene cut out where Joker is supposed to kill Robin, but I don't know if that's the only scene. So it says that's happened. So this is on comicbook.com. It says Jared Leto's Joker had another scene cut from Justice League Snyder Cut. The iconic "We Live in a City" drop that fans have been memeing into oblivion actually got cut for time. But okay, so this is what happened. Jared Leto's Joker is supposed to have some type of speech, and he's supposed to say we live in a society and go on about that. So that was cut, and there was supposed to be a scene with him killing Robin. That was cut too from the movie as well. So this is just like the Suicide Squad all over again. Jared Leto has footage that he got cut, and that's why he was mad and didn't show up to the premiere for Suicide Squad when it came out, because they cut a lot of his scenes out. They put some out and re-released them, but not everything, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is the same thing with the Snyder Cut. So it says that the We Live in a Society drop, that, the scene that a lot of people have been memeing online was cut from the movie for time. Isn't that funny? The movie's 4 hours long. You couldn't put that scene in, it probably would have been another 5 minutes, seriously. But and obviously it would have been better if it was at the end with the extra scenes and bonus footage, which is what they had for Jared Leto's The Joker, with him doing it, having a great interaction with Batman and Ben Affleck's, obviously, and the rest of the characters. But the director told Wonder Meg that the scene could make its way into another version of that film, of the movie, even possibly as soon as the black and white version that Snyder fans have been chomping at the bit to get their hands on. But the director says that everything will be clear when the Justice is Gray version of the film hits HBO Max at a later date. If anyone was wondering if Warner Brothers would actually pull through with the release of after all this time, the gamble has paid off tremendously. Fans are flocking to the service in record numbers, and audience scores through the roof on Rotten Tomatoes.com. Things couldn't have gone better, and they'll all be back for the grayscale effort. Zack Snyder says, what I was trying to do was a second Joker scene for the black and white version. For the charity version of the movie, Zack Snyder explained with Wonder Meg, there's a second ending of the movie of the Jared Leto scene, just slightly different. I included that line. The director also spoke to Beyond the Trailer about the film. He had a lot of praise for the Joker and Batman interactions. The cool thing about this scene is that Joker is talking directly to Batman about Batman. Snyder began it's Joker analyzing Batman about who he is and what he is. That's the thing I always felt like fans deserve from the DC universe. That is to say that Jared Leto and Ben Affleck's version of the Batman, they never really got together. It seemed uncool to me that wouldn't make it all the way to this interaction, that it would, of Batman and the Joker without seeing them together. Zack Snyder said, I wanted to, of course, honor what had been created with him because I thought it was really cool. He also mentioned, but also in the Justice League movie, I'm not going to tell you what happens in that little scene, but some water has gone under the proverbial bridge between when we last saw the Joker and his appearance. So he's a road weary Joker, I guess that's a way of saying it. So in the scene, basically, it's an alternate universe version, and at the end of the movie, it's like kind of a form of Suicide Squad mixed in with Justice League. Everybody's there except, like I said, I believe Wonder Woman was not there, and it was said that Aquaman was killed by Superman. So it's basically all of them versus Superman, with Deathstroke, Joker, Batman, Flash, Cyborg, Amara, who's played by Amber Heard, and also Batman. So that's what happens with that. But we'll see what happens. I really don't know. But like I said before, it's looking like there will not be any more Justice League movies with Zack Snyder being involved. If they decide to do one again a couple of years from now, I don't really know. It's really weird seeing him not do it, especially after what happened. I guess they could just say let Josh Whedon take over and Zack Snyder could be a consultant. I don't know. This obviously wasn't going to happen anyways. I'm glad the movie's out and all, but I'm just saying this. There's some things I didn't like about the movie. Obviously, like I said, with the Justice League not fighting Darkseid, their Green Lantern being cut from the movie, and also Zack Snyder having to cut Jared Leto from the movie because of time. That wasn't an issue with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers had an issue with the Green Lantern being cut out, even though he would have been, which is weird. You're going to introduce the Green Lantern on HBO Max for his own solo show. Why don't you just include him in the movie so that way people can be excited for his TV show to come out, because they're not going to see him at all until another year and a half from now. I don't understand that. Plus, he's a part of the Justice League. I really thought that was weird. Especially would have been nice if he was in it, because Superman wasn't in the movie until the end, just like the last Zack Snyder movie. The last version of the Justice League, obviously with Zack Snyder, who had Josh Whedon pick up where he left off. It's the same thing. Superman came in the end, he helped him beat Steppenwolf. It's the exact same thing. Green Lantern could have took his place. That would have been nice, since the Martian, the Manhunter, was only in the scene to interact with Lois Lane and Batman / Ben Affleck. That was it. So he didn't fight at all. So they're saving him from another movie, which obviously looks like 2-3 sequels is what Zack Snyder wants to do, and it looks like that's not going to happen with Warner Media. So, which sucks, but we'll see what happens with that. I have no idea. It's just really weird. This is why people don't like Hollywood anymore. A lot of comic book fans and a lot of people in general. That's why movie theaters, when they do come back, if they do, it's not going to be the same. More and more people are buying stuff online, obviously, and not even deciding to even subscribe to a lot of these TV network streaming services. People are just buying the DVDs or just like you literally sharing them with people, and obviously, watching them illegally because they're not supporting Hollywood and they don't like Hollywood. And when movie theaters open back up very soon, they won't be in max capacity anyway. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. And a lot of movies are continuing to get pushed back. Comic book movies, 007, the last one, Daniel Craig. What else got pushed back? The Fast and Furious 9. A lot of these movies are getting pushed back over and over again, and people are tired of it. And Venom 2, the second Venom movie with Carnage, which is supposed to see Woody Harrelson play Carnage, aka Cletus Cassidy, that got pushed back. So people are tired, not just comic book fans, but people who are casual superhero fans. That's what you're seeing right now. That's why more and more people are looking to support independent film journalists and obviously directors as well as writers, because they're just tired. A lot of people are tired of this, like Hollywood playing this, like, no, we don't care what the fans have to say, just don't put the movie out. Okay, put the movie out, then we diss the fans. Then we're saying we're not doing any more movies after this. So you get what you do, you get what you get, and you got what you deserve. Just shut up already. That's what they're saying with Warner and Sony. Obviously, like I said, what happened with the fourth Spider-Man movie with Sam Raimi, which did not happen because this is the exact same thing that happened obviously years ago in 2009, 10 with him and Sony. This exact same thing was with Warner and media / Warner Brothers with Zack Snyder. Oh yeah, sure, you can do your own version of the movie or your vision. We don't mind it. You're the director. Then they come back and say, never mind, we don't need you. You can't have this in the movie. We're gonna have to take this out. So that's what happened. It's been happening. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Overall, I'd say that I give the movie out of 10 a 6.5. The Snyder Cut, I give it a 6.5. It was cool to see Martian the Manhunter. I think that was cool. I really would have liked to see Green Lantern. It was really cool also to see Jared Leto because, like I said, like you see in this article, him and Batman have not interacted at all. So it was nice to see this interaction, obviously. So this is what has been taking place. I don't know if obviously Ben Affleck's going to be playing Batman in a solo film. They supposedly said it's going to happen probably. I don't know. I know there's going to be a Flash / solo movie, which is going to be called Flashpoint. I don't know if Ben Affleck's going to be in that some type of way. Michael Keaton's supposed to be coming in there as Batman. I don't know if Christian Bale might show up. I don't know. Or if Ben Affleck might show up as well. So we'll see what happens with that. That's all I have to say about this and the Snyder Cut. Let me know what you have to think about it if you watched it, if you're not interested in watching it, or if you're just waiting for the black and white version instead. I don't know if that's how you feel. But that's all I have to say in regards to this. Like I said, there was a lot of things I didn't like, but it was still a cool movie. I just say, I would like to see obviously Darkseid obviously fight against the Justice League, and I would have liked to see Superman more involved if they would have brought him back a lot earlier, but that obviously was not the case because they still continued on with the original version of what they did. They just added on extras to show more advanced, a more different version of it. But Darkseid was teased, but they didn't fight him at all. So we'll see what happens with that in the near future. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but thank you for watching. That's all I have to say. Thanks. Bye. Thank you.